Welcome to Maryland Medicine Frontline News. Coming up, how the Department of Physical Therapy is helping children recover from the side effects of cancer treatment. But first, an article in the journal Science is focusing more attention on the need to prevent airborne transmission of COVID-19. There's no doubt that the inhalation of the virus in droplets is a major transmission route, but the size of the droplets is important. Larger droplets typically fall to the ground within the 6-foot recommendation for social distancing. Smaller particles may not.
Yeah, that's the problem. They can go farther and they can hang out longer. So the colleagues who wrote the science letters, Dr. Prather and Dr. Marr, like to use a comparison and analogy like cigarette smoke. It kind of hangs around for a while, and they would liken it to something like that. Now, obviously, we're talking about particle sizes that are so small we can't see them hanging around us, but they do.
In fact, these smaller aerosols may remain suspended in the air for many seconds to hours. Aerosols are highly concentrated near an infected person, and they're mobile.
The smaller particles can travel farther than 6 feet, which means that 6 feet's not protective. And it means that other types of protection have to be considered. Now, the good news is we know what the other types of protection are. So in a public space, for example, it means that there would need to be attention when we're talking inside to better ventilation and also particulate air filtration.
So with winter approaching, it's still best to avoid indoor gatherings.
To the extent that people can tolerate being outside with fire pits or football blankets, that's probably the way to continue to socialize. Again, keeping distance and doing all the things we've always done, including hand washing.
In this week's Discovery segment, we take a closer look at how the Department of Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation Science is helping children to recover from the side effects of cancer treatment.
You ready? And go.
8-year-old Jonah Hepp is warming up for his physical therapy workout. It's all part of an interventional study designed to improve his strength, coordination, range of motion, and gait. You see, Jonah was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 2. Thankfully, Jonah is in remission now, but one of his chemo medications had side effects.
And one of the side effects of that is that it starts to affect children's gait, where they will start to show evidence of walking on their toes more.
Trouble like holding things, trouble writing, and they told us that over time he would improve and some of this would subside, but we really didn't notice much.
So Jonah's parents enrolled him in a 6-week program to evaluate the effectiveness of a fast, active movement approach to physical therapy.
I want to look at the neuromuscular mechanisms that contribute to function. So we're looking at rate of muscle activation. We're using EMG to measure that component. We want to look at these mechanisms and how they impact function.
Sensors are placed on Jonah's body to record his movements as he jumps on a special platform.
Well, actually, it's measuring the electrical activity in the muscles, so we can actually see when he goes to jump bursts in his muscles. So it'll allow us to see if he's got any delays or any improvements after the exercise he's done.
Special cameras record the jumps.
Remember, jump as high as you can, okay? And jump. Good. Are your feet in the footprints?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
And jump.
Compared to day 1, the improvement is dramatic.
Yeah, when I first started, I couldn't jump over the rope. And now I can go 16 times without stopping.
He can get that rope around quick, so the motor timing, the motor planning, it's there.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Mom and Dad can also see the change, especially when they're jumping together.
I'm just thankful that we were directed to this study. Any small improvement is great, and we've seen a pretty drastic improvement in a short time.
Definitely giving him confidence, particularly with physical activity, with sports. He's playing soccer this fall, and I think that he's noticed a lot of improvement on the soccer field because of the therapy that he's gotten.
By the way, you may have noticed the MD after Mom's name. Dr. Cheryl Hepp is a specialist in internal medicine and a School of Medicine faculty member. I hope you will join us again next week for a special edition of Frontline News, presenting the state of the school. Until then, I'm Larry Roberts.